Fall off the bone pork ribs adobo in less than an hour. This Filipino favorite is quick, easy, and delicious. Just 8 ingredients. Hey everyone, I'm Flo, a home cook bringing you simply delicious food ideas. We're making a Filipino dish today, pork ribs adobo, and I just love that in every different culture, they have their own way of doing ribs. Because being here in Canada, I would generally think of just barbecue sauce, but I'm so glad that every culture has a different spin on them. Starting with my aromatics so that I don't have to use another cutting board, I have about 6 cloves of garlic. Just going to smash them and remove the skin. These little ones I counted as 1 clove. I love how juicy the local garlic is. So much juicier than the ones I've been buying from the supermarkets. I'm also going to use 1 onion, and I'm just going to cut it into 8ths. Okay, maybe more than 8ths. I'm using 2 full racks of ribs, and I will show you how to remove the silver skin at the back of this rib. So there's this layer of skin that you can take off, and it will just help the marinade or the sauce to infuse the ribs from the back. Otherwise, it just kind of slides off. And it's fairly easy to remove. Right, so we're just going to cut them into individual rib segments and put them in a bowl. Dude, that is a lot of ribs. Normally when I buy a 2-pack from Costco, they don't have that much meat on them. So, change of plan, guys. I'm going to use just 1 rack of ribs for this recipe, and I'm going to freeze the other half. Well, not half, but half the amount of ribs that I have. So 1 rack is going in the freezer, 1 rack is going to be eaten. See, look at that. Look at how much meat is on there. Normally there's not that much meat. Now we'll put a date on it and put it in the freezer. Crazy amount of meat. Anyways, the rest of the recipe will proceed as planned. So 1/2 cup of white vinegar, and you can use apple cider vinegar if you want. You can use more vinegar if you want more tang. If it was up to Dude, he'd add more.
Yes.
3/4 cup of soy sauce, and I'm just using regular soy, light soy. And 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Look, I measured it, guys. Okay, I'm just going to mix this by hand. And there seems to be a lot of liquid in here, and that's fine because what we're actually doing is going to be cooking this in the electric pressure cooker. And the liquid is going to be used as like a braising liquid as opposed to just the marinade. But I wanted to make sure that all the ribs were coated with the sauce or the marinade. You could also marinate this overnight and cook it in the stove on low and slow, or you can put them on the grill, totally up to you. I like to use the pressure cooker because it just cuts down the cooking time, so I can get ribs on the table from start to finish in less than an hour. All right, adding my aromatics to the pressure cooker. Then I'm going to put my ribs in there. See, Okay, normally I can fit 2 racks of ribs in here, but look at that. It's already like mostly full. Okay, and adding the rest of the marinade. So that was 6 ingredients in there, including all the sauces. Plus I'm adding 2 bay leaves, which I have 4 little pieces of bay leaf. And 2 teaspoons of peppercorn. Okay, putting on the lid, locking it into place, making sure the sealing knob is on sealing. And we're going to cook these for 18 minutes on high pressure. I'm cooking them a little bit longer than what I would normally like. Normally I would cook them for 15 minutes because Dude and I like to have a little bit of tug when we're eating the ribs, but this will, because there's so much meat on these ribs, I wanted to cook a little bit further and it'll be more fall off the bone texture. Once the cooking is done, you can quick release the pressure or let it naturally release. Oh, it smells so good, you guys. We're going to cook this down some more because we want to reduce the sauce. So I'm going to leave the ribs in there. You can take them out if you want, but I think we're going to let them cook a little bit more. Maybe on high because I'm impatient. Just going to move the ribs around a little bit so that we can get some of the pieces that weren't cooking in the sauce down into the sauce so it gets some color. Look at all the sauce it made. I'm going to let it reduce for about 10 minutes. I don't know if it'll reduce halfway, but it'll be enough, I think, because we do want to save some sauce for our rice. All right, so I simmered this for about 10 minutes, and I don't think it went down by half, but it's enough. So I'm going to remove them and put them on my sheet pan because I want to brown them a little bit underneath the broiler. Let's take that leaf out of there. But you can totally eat this as is. You don't have to do the browning. But I wanted to add some more color. Look, fall off the bone. Where's the meat? Once you get them on your pan, we're going to stick them under the broiler for about 3 to 5 minutes, just until we get a nice darker color on them. I'm going to flip them over and baste it with some more sauce and do the same on the other side. They look so good already, but I'm going to flip them over and put some color on the other side. Right, just basting it with the sauce. You guys can totally do this on the grill too. I'll have instructions on my recipe on the website. Okay, and another 3 minutes. Do they look good or what? All right, these look amazing. Dude will probably want to eat this one because it has no bones. Right, spooning some sauce over. And Dude really likes biting into the bits of peppercorn. Then we're just going to garnish with some green onions. All right, are you all ready for the taste?
I'm Dude. This is the taste. It's pretty giant. Even though the bowl isn't that big, it's like, here, this is for a scale. My head, bowl of ribs. Adobo is one of my favorite dishes because of the intense flavors. Ribs is a great protein to go along with that tanginess, the heat of the peppercorns, and the intense flavors. Because it's not enough sauce right now in the dish, there is a separate bowl of sauce ready to roll. Oh, look, there's some garlic in here too. Nice. more sauce, more peppercorn. And as Flo mentioned, peppercorn, biting into it, intense flavors with everything else. All right, let's get that spoon full of goodness. The ribs are fall off the bone. Nice color from the oven. And the onions have not been completely pulverized. Rice, drizzled, drenched in sauce. Peppercorn, heat deployed in the mouth. Meat is tender. And the flavors are so good. A little bit of sweetness, tang, tiny bit of heat, and just overall a ton of flavor. So, and if you finish the ribs on the grill, it's gonna add another dimension to the flavor. But overall, you gotta rock it with rice and your favorite veg or whatever you eat on the side, but it's gonna be a yummy meal.
Awesome, thanks, dude. All right, you guys, this meal is pretty inexpensive. It was $25 for a 2-rack pack of ribs from Costco. So I only used one and it still gave me a giant bowl of ribs for $12.50. That's it to feed your family. You can't beat that. For this recipe, check it out on my website, flolum.com.